This video is sponsored by my faithful Patreon supporters. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter today, click on the link in the description. Table talk! Table talk! Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arthur, and that is tip number 1 on how to ruin your audio recording for your YouTube videos. Just scream as loud as possible and make the audio spike as much as possible, and there you go. Your audio is ruined for the rest of the day. Congratulations. Yes, fantastic. More claps. Everybody loves the claps. Welcome again to another episode of Table Talk, where every single week I try and update you guys with controversial subjects, such as clickbait, fake reactions. You guys know what it's all about. I always like to update you a little bit about my life and then smoothly transition into things that are kind of important in YouTube land. Before this video begins, if you enjoy it, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and hit the bell so that you become a part of the notification squad. And if you comment down below that you're a part of it, I'll feature it in the next episode of Table Talk. I think that'd be pretty cool. And let's get right into the news. Today is going to be more of a serious type of video, where instead of me just talking about motherboards and YouTube problems, I'm going to talk about something that's been going on with me personally. And again, like I try to make everything that I do as transparent as possible so you guys know what's going on. You noticed I stopped uploading as frequently as I used to. It all started a few years ago. Whenever I started college, it was a lot harder to make content, and so it was just so much harder to even upload a video or live stream, because I had to also take into consideration what my roommate at the time would be feeling about the situation. And I made quite a bit of content, and I had like a set schedule that I had set up for myself, and it worked pretty well for a few weeks. And then I just had to stop going by that schedule because I lost the ability to even record like I used to. I used to record every day. I used to record for like 12 hours a day, and it was fantastic. I really liked to just sit down and record and have a lot of fun. I used to upload every day, and sometimes I would upload like 2-3 times a day. And then whenever I started college, it all started to like flat out, and I lost my sort of upload stability, and that also made the channel sort of crash and burn a few times. I know that this series here is what's sort of keeping the channel alive, because I make it a point to myself to try and upload every Friday this content, at least this show, because everybody likes to watch this show. It's new, and people enjoy me just sort of sitting down and talking with you about things. But what I'd like to talk about is why recently things have been sort of missing from the channel. I have a lot of content recorded. It's more of like a mental thing going on with me right now. If you guys haven't seen my past video about suicide and depression that I uploaded a few years ago, depression never goes away, and sometimes it really does come all washing back and hitting me hard. And I used to sleep maybe like a good 6 hours, and I was good to go. I would get up, record, edit, do whatever, eat a freaking bowl of cereal. But what people don't see behind the camera is my everyday life. I pretty much just show the content that I want you to see, and edit out the stupid stuff that sometimes just don't make sense for the video, and I just cut it out. But what you guys don't see behind the camera is something that you should know about, and that is that currently I'm in one of my bad stages where my depression has been really hitting me really hard lately. And it's a mixture between work being ridiculously hard lately, and because of summertime coming up, we start to gain more customers and stuff like that, and of course, more rude people and all that sort of thing. So work has been harder. I tend to sleep 15 hours a day. I'll wake up at like 8 p.m. This video of me recording right now, it's 10:45 p.m. and I meant to record this at 3 p.m. earlier. So it's just a mental thing. It's not your fault. It's nobody else's fault but mine. And I just wanted to be transparent with this sort of thing. It's nothing easy that I always get through. It whenever it hits me over and over, it hits me a good few times a year, and it's hard for me to get out of it. And what used to make me happy was before I started YouTube at all, back in 2013 when I started uploading consistently. I was a mess. I was a terrible type of person. I didn't like who I was. And finally, when I found my outlet, which was creating content for YouTube, it really did help out my situation, and it changed my life for the better. YouTube and people enjoying my content, you guys always enjoying my content, it really did change my life for the better. I created the channel to give back to the people who gave me a sense of purpose, which was I would watch YouTube videos as my TV, and they gave me inspiration. They gave me hope to see a better day tomorrow. And so after I finally got out of my first funk, I started creating content, and I made the channel simply to give back to those people who really changed my perspective on life and helped me get through bad times. And by attempting to give back, I created my own community, and then the first wave of depression came hitting back again. And that's whenever I noticed my first decline in mental health with the channel and with myself. My mental health is always declining. I'm always in this bad situation mentally. Depression never really goes away. It's always there. I sometimes mask it out and ignore it, but it's always there, and it never goes away. And it's probably never going to go away, but it's something I'm dealing with, and I still try and make content, and I'm keeping this sort of show alive on purpose, so that way I can prove to myself that I can get up and I can do something worthwhile. And by creating this show, it made me keep going. I'm forcing myself to try and be happier and get back out of this sort of situation in my mind that I'm not worth anything. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. That's why content has been very inconsistent for a few years, about 2 years. That's why everything's been inconsistent. It's because of me. It's not because, I got bored or I hate doing this. It's not because of that at all. It's just because I sometimes can't because of my own problems. But there you guys have it. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. That was a fun little ride, wasn't it? The controversial subject of this week has rose out of fame, and that is asset flipping. It's been a thing for a long time, but for some odd reason lately, anything on Steam lately that's been coming out that you see from indie developers is Game Guru asset flips. And I don't know if you guys have seen my previous videos on some of these games. One was called The Spirit Underneath, and then another one was called The Asylum, which was a free game on Game Jolt. The thing about the Asylum game that I played, I even revealed it in the video. I exposed them because the Asylum game I played was a straight carbon copy of the demo map that comes with Game Guru, the game development software. It's not really that great of a program. People can really just drag and drop everything. No real coding goes into anything. A lot of Game Guru asset flips have been coming out lately. One called Mars something 69. I Saw It is another one, and I Saw It is a legitimate ripoff of the story of Stephen King's It, and they're trying to make it out as this new game or something. They called the town of Derry, they called it Larry, and instead of every, 23 years, 24 years that it comes out, he comes out every 7. People are like, oh, this is just a parody. Well, again, they're selling the game. It's a product now, by the way. It's a product when you have a price tag on it, and they're selling the game, but every asset in this game is Game Guru stock assets. And apparently the game is only about 15 minutes long, and people are paying money for it. And some people are defending it for no reason, but I just see it as asset flipping at its worst. Because not only did they not come up with their own idea for a story or plot or setting, they also just took assets that come with the program, and now they're trying to release the game. Back in 2014? 2013, whenever I started my Corpse Party series, I would mention it here and there I've been designing a game called Slumber Party for years now, for like 4 years. I'll work on it here and there. I'm not like constantly working on it like 18 hours a day. I could have it finished by now. If I just stopped doing YouTube for a good like 3 months, I'd be able to finally finish it and release it. But I don't want to quit this. It's the one thing that's keeping me going for the most part, like I said. But it's a game called Corpse Party, or Slumber Party. It has a lot of Corpse Party elements in it, where I made it, about kawaii girls going into this terrible situation, and it's all about Bloody Mary and the sort of stories behind it. I read like 50-something stories about Bloody Mary to make this game. I mashed them all together, and then I also added my own twist to it. There's a demo out right now if you want to go and download the game and play it for free. Again, all of my games will be free, and if I ever remaster anything, I'll maybe make them like $1 or $2. It's not really one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, I made this game, now I need money. Demo is free. A link to the game will be down in the description. You can download it from itch.io, you can download it from GameJolt. Don't go and play any of my games from rpgmaker.net. Those are all outdated. I don't update those. I don't have a need to. I should probably start pushing my games more onto rpgmaker.net, because it's a great website for resources, plugins, games of all sorts. It's a great website. But GameJolt and itch.io are more well known, so I typically post my games to there. And again, a demo is available. I've been working on a new update, and the reason I stopped actually working on the game was because when RPG Maker MV came out, I was working in RPG Maker VX Ace. And so I had like a lighting system that I was using in VX Ace, and that lighting system no longer applies to MV, and that's what caused a lot of atmosphere for my game. And I now have a new plugin for lighting in MV, and so I've been playing around with it just to see what I could do with it. And now I have a whole lot of ideas that I want to use with it, like light puzzles and all that sort of stuff. Like you could shine your flashlight on a mirror and it reflects. I can do that sort of thing now, and I think that's really cool, because RPG Maker MV is all in Java, while the RPG Maker VX Ace was in the RGSS system or something like that. But whatever. But there you guys have it. If you want to download the game, a free link will be down in the description. Please let me know what you guys think. If you guys find any bugs, I know there's one, you can walk through a wall at the very end of the demo. But the demo's about 30 minutes. When the game is finished, it's going to be around like 4 hours, 3 hours long. And a lot of my heart and soul has gone into this story. I've been writing it for years. That's why I haven't developed most of it, is because I'm still writing it. I'm still thinking of ideas over and over and over. And then I have this journal, this game journal in my backpack back here, and it's just full of dialogue and maps and stuff like that. I take my game development seriously. It's not like something I just sit down for an afternoon and then shit out whatever came to my head for that day while I was on some like Adderall. And if you guys have ever seen anything by somebody who has had Adderall, it's never good. But there you guys have it. Thank you everybody so much for watching this episode of Table Talk. There was only 2 subjects this week, and that was asset flipping and how it really needs to quit and stop, and people need to stop supporting developers who do this sort of practice. And you know, about my game where I'm actually putting development into it. You know, I'm just one person making it. I don't have all the time on my hands to be constantly working on it. But take Dave's Microwaves Games, for instance. He's the person who created 3 AM at the Krusty Krab and Dora is Dead, Dora is not dead, whatever. You know, he also made plenty of other games, and he's rising in the charts on Game Jolt and Itch.io because people are just flat out enjoying his games. And he makes his games in Unreal. People think a lot of his games are made in Unity or Game Maker and stuff like that because it's all like low poly, but it's all made in Unreal Engine 4. And I think that's really cool that he's using an engine that's meant for photorealistic things, and he's just making like really, really crappy looking games, but they're all fantastic. I really enjoy his work. And then the other subject, of course, was my own mental situation. But hopefully that didn't depress you too much, but I just need to let you know. It's important to me that I need to let you know. It's just a part of who I am. I'm very honest. I'm very transparent, like I said. But thank you everybody so much for watching this episode of Table Talk, episode 4. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also hit the bell so that way you guys get notified the next time I upload a Table Talk episode or any other video in general. And if I ever start live streaming again, which I need to do, you'll also get notified of that. So, and as always, I'll see you guys later.